Hi, gals. Strolling with Winnie. Welcome aboard. Let's get to it. Let's talk. I want to go back to moderation. Now, I haven't talked a lot about this on the strolls, but definitely on the snippets, and it bears repeating. Moderation's a really important topic because, you see, we have a voice in our head, a belief system going, that even though this belief system has failed over and over again in the past, and we still somehow think that we can make it work, that this is the right path, and that sooner or later, if we just do it just the right way or with just the right amount of belief, it will work. And of course, I'm talking about the voice, the idea that comes across and says, no, this is the last time. It's usually this happens in the morning when we're feeling like crap. And it's that whole we come up with plans. I'll only drink on Saturdays, or only after 4. I'll only drink beer, or I'll never drink, right? And on and on. So moderation is any attempt to control alcohol, whether it's that we're drinking it, or the type that we're drinking, or when we're drinking it, who we're drinking it with, where we're drinking it. All of that falls under the category of attempted moderation. Now, the reason this is such a deadly, deadly thing to get tangled up in is that it is the reason we stay stuck for all those years. Literally decades for me, and for many others too. And this is such a strong conviction in our minds, because I understand why. Because at the time, we feel so crappy, and we get this different, or maybe we read a new book, or we heard a new podcast, or we got some sort of new idea in our mind. This time will be different because, and then fill in the blank. Well, if you fill in that blank with anything other than because I have the help I need, real human live help, not a new book, not a new playlist, not a new podcast, but a real live human help that feels good for you. So you've chosen the path. It wasn't chosen for you, which is something that happens to us. People will try and help us and send us in directions that, look, if we're not enthusiastic about the help, it's not going to work. It's not going to work, and we have to choose it, right? So all of that is why we get trapped in moderation. So it's not like we're just insane and we just keep doing the same stupid thing over and over. I actually despise that expression, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Well, the truth is, it might look like we're doing the same thing over and over, but there are different circumstances with each of them, not to mention we're racked with fear, even if we don't recognize the fear. And we're also we don't really know what else to do in the moment. Reaching out for help takes effort, right? Oh, well, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. I feel like crap again. I'm never gonna, I've got this new plan. I found a new book, and I'm not gonna reach out for help because it's gonna take too long to figure out. And instead, today is the brand new day, and today is day one again for me. That's why we do it. But the problem is it fails, and it fails over and over. And so I suggest that you reach out for the help not at that moment, not when you're feeling crappy and at the end of your rope, but when you're actually feeling pretty good. When you have a couple of days of sobriety, we all get them. Very few of us are just drinking every day, right? We get a few days, we start feeling better, we think everything's gonna be great, and the next thing you know, we're back into the moderation nightmare. So instead, plan ahead and make a decision that you're going to get the help you need, because the only thing that's going to stop this cycle is to do something you've never done before. We have to do something we've never done before, and it requires real human help. For everybody, 100% of the people, no. But for people who cannot moderate and have tried and tried and tried and tried and tried and tried, yes. It is the solution. Get real human help if you have tried over and over and over again to moderate your drinking. That's the only answer. And of course, for those who try to moderate and succeed, they're not even hearing this because they can moderate their drinking. You see my point? Right? So The next time that voice in your head tries to tell you, oh, this time it's different, this blah, 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 whatever the story is, what we have to do is cut it off mid-sentence and refuse to listen. We must refuse to engage with that voice. And the reason we can't do that alone is because it's just us and the voice. We have no strength against that. When we have real human help, that voice dies very quickly. It just can't survive that sort of attention and dedication. So my dear, if you're just like tired of starting over, tired of starting over, when you're finally ready and you've had enough, you know where to reach me. I'm here, I'm over there, but the simplest way is just go to the description of this video, tap the link that says Meet with Becca. It'll take you directly to my calendar, and the two of us, you and I, can sit down and talk it over and come up with the simplest and quickest solution for you. Enough's enough, right? When you've had enough, let me know, dear. Sending you love.